Hi, John Kuvakas here. I want to talk to you today about Brooklyn's 1936 Buick Special Sport Coupe in modern gray metallic. 1936 was an interesting year for Buick. They were on a little bit of a roll, as much of a roll as you could be in the Depression, but things were beginning to lighten up. Unemployment was at 16.9%. It was falling each year. People were feeling a little bit better. Buick sales were good. Nobody's sales were great, but Buick sales were good. But the big thing was their image kept on improving, and they were very quickly becoming considered a high-end luxury nameplate. So Buick was enjoying this. They had a full lineup, Series 40, Series 60, Series 80, Series 90. But what was previously the Series 40 in 1936 became the Special Series 40. So they started putting names on them, and those names stuck. The Special was in Buick's lineup from 1936 all the way through 1969. It actually showed up a couple more times after that in the 70s and the 80s. So it was an entry-level car for Buick, 118-inch wheelbase by any measure. It was a full-size car, but it was smaller than the other Buicks. Came with a 233 cubic inch straight 8, 93 horsepower. It was well equipped. But there were options available that were high-end for the time. You could get an electric clock. That was a big thing. You could get a heater. That was a huge thing. You could get a radio. You could get wheel trim rings. You could get a license plate frame. So those were all kind of luxury touches back in '36. And prices started at $820. A pretty good buy. They were right there at the top of the mid-level price range, and they were successful. They made 21,000 Sport Coupes. They made 113,000 Specials throughout the entire Special lineup. There were a variety of different models available, and the Special represented 67% of Buick's total volume for the year. So they did really well. And Brooklyn's given us a model of the car. You know, this one of their older models has been around for a while. I think it's worthy of another look. If you don't have one, you're probably going to enjoy this presentation, see some of the things you haven't seen in it before. If you do have one, I want to invite you to go get it down off your display and put it in front of you and take a look at it, and maybe I can help you notice a few things you hadn't noticed before. Now, one of the things first thing I want you to notice is this box. Now, this is an old style box. Brooklyn actually has redone the packaging. They've got styrofoam in the bottom now instead of foam, and one piece of foam on the top. There's a plastic bag around the car to protect it. And the great thing about it is the way they're doing this is it's not all squished up the way it does between two dense pieces of foam. It rests on the fiberglass, and the foam holds it in place. And this one came from England without any problem whatsoever. So we got a little package here with a tail light and license plate on it. Goes in the back, and a hood ornament that goes in the front. Obviously I haven't put those on yet, but they come separate. So here's the car. Let's get it on the turntable and take a look at it. First thing, the finish is just excellent. Brooklyn has come so far in their finishes. You know, people used to say the thing about Brooklyn's where they were charming. They've gone way beyond that. So now they're accurate. They're well painted. There's no orange peel. The finish is lustrous, it's deep, and it is true to factory colors. There's a lot of trim on the car. The front and rear bumpers are nicely chromed, nickel plated. The grille has some black wash to it. It even has the red Buick emblem right there on the right hand side of the grille. That stands out very nicely. The turn signals on top of the fenders are chrome and separate. Windshield wipers are separate. The handle over the rumble seat is separate. One of the taillights is separate, the other one glues on there, and there's another piece of chrome trim down below the rocker panels, and the rocker panels are very nicely duplicated. It could use a little bit more trim, but I got to tell you, the color kind of makes up for it, so the car looks accurate and it looks far more detailed than you would think. Now, the interior detail is okay. They've done a great job with putting wood grain look on the dash. The steering wheel is accurately replicated. It's fairly difficult to see inside because the windows are necessarily small, so interior detail doesn't really enter into a lot of consideration here, other than the fact that it looks pretty good. Now, the great thing about this model is this. If you go to Brooklyn's website, you'll see that it sells for $165 or so. There's no white metal out there that you can buy at this price range. If you're looking to expand your collection, if you're looking to add something unique to it, well finished, great fidelity, it's really hard to beat $165. It makes it hard to complain about what comes on the car, because if there was a lot more detail, of course the car would be a lot more expensive. Now, here's a really great thing. Every now and then, there's a 20% off sale. Matter of fact, there's always a few models available for 20% off on the Brooklyn site. And that would take this model down to $137 or so. This is an absolute steal. They're probably going on eBay for more than that. So it's a great model. It's at a really great price. It's worthy of a second look. If you got one in your collection, I hope you already took a second look to it. And I just, you know, Brooklyn is offering us things that just aren't available anywhere else. At the low end, at the high end, and with the new range coming at an even higher end, I think that's going to blow your mind. So thanks for spending some time with me. I'll be back again to talk to you real soon.